We are the sign, which means you are the sign. It just really, really impressed upon me reading in Enoch and then again in Jubilees. At the word of two witnesses, how man was given these festivals and in response to these festivals, all the other spirits of nature, air, water, fire, earth, all knew their order. They all knew their place. And to imagine, if our Creator gives it to one person, in the United States, it'd be probably, the size of half a state. In smaller countries, it'd probably be half your country. If our Creator gave it to one person to know how to grow barley and wheat, and He gave it to that one person to know when to celebrate the festivals, which moon was the right moon for the festivals, that person would control the weather for that entire region. And the goal is not to control the weather. The goal is to fulfill the role our Creator gave us. So it's like a child wanting to show their parent, look, I took out the trash, I did the dishes, I cleaned my room, and while I was at it, I washed your car. That parent's going to come home from work and go, good son, good daughter, wow, thank you. Our Creator has other universes and planets to be visiting. Wants to come back to ours and see everything's in order. It talks about in the scriptures how our Creator would come around, a certain time of day to visit with Adam and Eve. And I get that. First thing, like just before sunrise and then just before sundown, I'll get a parade of spirits coming through sometimes. Other times it's a slow time. I wake up and, have all my thoughts to myself. I get to focus on my dream. I remember in one dream, every time I fall asleep now, I come out with a dream. That's the way I was growing up. I spent so much of my life, I'm so appreciative. But it's me personally, I can't start in good faith and good conscience because I know better. There's a bit of the perfectionist in me anyways that's going to pursue this. The Jewish people, they say that, the Pharisaical calendar, that's what they follow. But notice their Sabbath always ends up on a Friday to Saturday. A Friday to Saturday from week to week. It's a 364-day calendar. It should be Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. The next week it's Thursday sundown. So it should actually be 2 days behind. And then 2 days more for every year. So their year cycle, at some point, they should be experiencing summer when the next county over is experiencing the worst winter of their life. That's how it should go. That's what you're going to see. You're going to see some simple farmer out there But that's what I mean. We are the sign. And if you think about it, when the Catholic Church came through, they got rid of all of your witches, your nature practitioners, your indigenous people. Those are the people that held the secrets to the seasons. They had the sundials. And no, we don't want to go modeling after them. We don't want to go worshiping at the, what is those rocks in the column? I do know the name. I studied the Celtic religion, and at one time wanted to get into paganism. It didn't resonate with me. But, yeah, they have rings of standing stones. They knew the seasons. They knew exactly when and where that moon was going to be. They knew exactly when and where what star was going to be where. They knew exactly when and where the sun was going to be, to the pinpoint accuracy. Their children were trained to keep track, stay awake every night until they see the moon and record the moon. And indigenous people, like I know of the Americas, I want to say it's the pinyon tree, but they would have, yearly gatherings, small gatherings, but when that pinyon tree started to fruit, then it was time for the big, huge ones. So at a certain time of year, every year somebody would run and they'd check and they'd see what the pinyon tree is doing. And if it's not doing anything, okay, we're going to stay local. But if that pinyon tree was fruiting, they were all gathering. It is time to go. It is time to meet my mate. It is time to celebrate and have fun with a greater group of people. Learn new things. What skills did somebody bring from some other culture to come share with us, But the point is, they destroyed absolutely every way people had to keep track of the days. When you're at war, you don't know day and night. Bombs are just going off. You're huddled in a dark bunker. You don't see daylight until you stop hearing the bombs, and then you come out of the bunker. How many days pass? I don't know. I was too busy crapping my pants. You know what I mean? I was praying too hard. I don't know. All I know is one long-ass day prayer for me. That's all I know. So, really, they've completely... The only people that I would trust right now is the astronomers. Not the astrologers. The astronomers. The ones that can dial back. They know the universe. They know how the stars move and everything. And they could tell you where the moon and the stars and things like that were. Or an autistic person who knows these things. They're out there. But that's because they're sharing their abode with other entities. But anyways, yeah, they can, you give them a date and they'll tell you exactly where the moon and stars were. Or if you want to know, okay, this monument is set up this way and it seems like they're waiting for something to shine through here, and all the writings are about, Orion. So where was Orion? When was Orion shining, in this way on Earth? And they'll go do their calculations or whatever, and they'll come up with, okay, it was this day and time. So then they can date monuments and things like that. Those are the people that I would trust. If I was really going to get into it. And I could really try if it's given to me to do. If it's in my heart and the resources are available. I just did the video that mentions tithing. If it's in my heart and the resources are available, then it's from God. I gotta get some sleep before I know what's in my heart. I feel like a workhorse has been pulling all day. But that's because I'm doing juice cleanse and all of that. So, yeah, we are the sign. And the more of us with the hearts and the minds to see that life of harmony where our child brings this beautiful flower or this really freaky looking insect to us, goes, Mom, look. And we say, oh, let's invite our creator to look with us. Tell our creator all about it, and just pray and say, invite our creator. Please come share this joy. Share this delight in what we've discovered amongst your creation. What a world that would be. I would love that world. So we are the sign. And the more of us that come to this point and start saying those prayers, then the more response we're gonna get. And when there's that one wacky farmer who says that it's Friday when in fact the Gregorian calendar says it's Tuesday. But everything always seems to go that man's way. And then people want to know why. And then they want to imitate it. Of course they want to imitate it for selfish reasons, because they want their crops to flourish too. But then, again, like the forbidden fruit, what draws somebody there isn't necessarily going to determine what they make of it, what they're given to take from it. And you'll have other people missing that connection in their life, feeling so empty and alone. And what's the purpose? What value do I have? Dude! You run the weather! That's the value you have. And that's even known in the New Age circles. Reading a book out of the 70s, the people figured out if you get a group of people together and you meditate, you can get all I'm so not a part of that world anymore. I'm losing all the words for it. All the exhaust fumes, all the air pollution. It'll clear. They've proven it. And then they take it to their friend who works for their government. And that friend tells them, we know. But they don't institute it. Because they need the people to pay money for air cleaning technology so they can siphon off that money, because their toilets cost $10,000 for a toilet. Ours may cost what are they? I have no idea. Maybe $100. I don't know. How much is a toilet at Home Depot? I don't know. Theirs cost $10,000 because that $100 will buy the toilet, but the other so much amount of money is going to go to their pimp, to importing children, cameras and stuff so that they can sexually, alright, I gotta watch my language I hear on YouTube, so they can do bad things to children and make snuff films. Yeah, that's what they need that money for. And for drugs, to keep a criminal element going, because if there's no criminal element, then they don't have a way to get money for the black ops. Like, people are so afraid. Oh, the government's gonna come get you if you do drugs. No, that's not true always. Sometimes you're their best friend. Bribery. Give me a cut of that and I'll let you slide. And then he goes and, pays for his whore, and his wife doesn't know about it because his paycheck is coming up clean. So, yeah, you are the sign. Be the sign, people. Start some new age thing. Be the sign. But yeah, have it in your heart, in your mind. And if it's given to you to research this one thing, like in this case, it's astrology. If it's given you, maybe it's because the day is going to come when you are called upon to answer that question. What day is it? What day is it in the universal calendar? And we can still pick up on it. We can still pick up on it intuitively, because outside of our little Milky Way, off of the planet Earth, there are other places, other peoples working in harmony. If there's a celestial jubilee, that means every universe, every planet in tune with our Creator is doing it. And if we're getting in tune with our Creator, we are tuning in outside of the density, low vibe of our earth and the consciousness governing it. And we are intuitively going to know, like, what drove me to start preparing for and researching Shavuot. Same thing, the whole Passover idea. I was inspired to look into it and consider it a week before it was on the Gregorian calendar. I'm wondering all about Shavuot, and they're going to celebrate it on the 1st of the month. Although there's another faction that's going to celebrate it on the 6th. I think it's the 6th. The 6th or 7th. Anyways, a week later. So, intuitively, we're in the right place and at the right time, because we are guided to do so. But until an angel sits down with me in the form of an astrologer or something, and really, I do need company to keep me in check. I really do. I'm just a wild card floating around on my own out here, doing what I want when I want. Metaphysically, I'm pretty much isolated to a house. Isn't it funny? I feel more free than who knows however many people on this planet with cars and money and all kinds of toys, jet skis and stuff. And I'm pretty much confined to a camper 24/7. And I'm having all kinds of grand adventures and laughing. I am the crazy lady. The one who laughs at herself. So there you go. You are the sign. And how do you know the day is getting close? Because you're going to our Creator and you are saying, oh, this exists in my world. This exists in my world. This exists in my world. It is devastating. It is horrifying. And we're sharing, wow, I really love that I developed this feeling in my home. I love that I'm getting insights from my dreams, sharing that with my Creator. Just the gratitude, the appreciation, the delight every day. You are the sign. If you're doing these things, you are the sign that day is coming closer and closer and closer. And that's a beautiful thing. So, congratulations. You're a sign.